Welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, and where you get the truth about the writer's life. Smash that like button, hit the bell for notifications, and so that you don't miss any of these exciting videos. And please subscribe. Our little list is growing, however humbly. Not that anyone's getting famous here, which leads me to, you just saw that little opening montage off that I stole off of YouTube. Leonard Maltin, the great film critic, he's discussing, he's sort of making a generalization, but in the context of the late Dr. Hunter S. Thompson, alias Dr. Gonzo. And he's right. So many people go into writing, especially fiction writing, thinking they're going to be like the next Ernest Hemingway or Hunter S. Thompson or Norman Mailer in his heyday, or Jane Austen, or I don't know, Martha Gellhorn, or even Charles Dickens was really, really famous. Mark Twain, all that stuff. But something has happened in the 2000s and in the 90s. Writers as pop cultural icons have, like Maltin said here, they've sort of fallen way down on the food chain. No matter how successful. If you saw Don Winslow walking past you in the mall, for instance, I don't go to the malls, but anyway, I don't even know why I'm bringing the malls up, but anyway, you wouldn't know him from Adam unless you were the most somehow diehard Don Winslow fan, right? And yet he's a #1 New York Times bestselling author, one of my favorite authors. He's also like 5'1". Not that that matters. It just is. It's. I'm not so sure if our lack of being famous, famous. What it means is, what I mean by being famous is, you're not only known for your writing, like you're rather no, scratch that. Start again. You're not only known by people who read you, but you're known by people who don't read you. People know exactly who you are, what you look like, what you stand for, and they know about your exploits and your adventures, and generally they make you a legend. This can be good and bad for a writer. For Hemingway, it was terrible because he had to live up to that standard, and he ended up killing himself. For Hunter S. Thompson, it was terrible because he had to live up to a certain standard. Being like the rabble-rouser, the drunk guy, the druggie, and it killed him. He blew his brains out just like Hemingway did. For others, I guess, it can be good because you get rich and famous, right? But that is if you can handle it. But I think a couple of things are to blame for this. I think it's like the proliferation of writing programs where they can spit out writers in the thousands upon thousands per year. And like I said the other day, whereas most of those people never become writers, a lot of those people, however, do write one book that gets published. And, they just sort of stink up the joint for a while and then they disappear. And I think there's the democratization of writing. Now anybody can put a story up on the Kindle platform or Barnes & Noble platform or whatever, and suddenly they have a celebration at the local bar and they're a writer, right? And there's even opportunities now like this, like YouTube, right? More people are seeing my face now than ever before. I'm getting a lot more comments. So I'm expanding my audience. There's things like Substack where I'm giving away serialized fiction that leads directly to my website. There's a marketing tool for you. I'm opening things up a little bit. Will it result in me getting Hunter S. Thompson famous? I don't know. there's one last component to this, and then I swear to God, these videos are getting too long. But writers in general, the ones that I've met anyway, are boring as fuck. They have no personality. A lot of them are social justice warriors now, and which is like kind of irksome. Instead of just being like, I'm going to write what I want, how I want, when I want to do it, and politics aren't going to have any say in the mix. A lot of them are just annoying. I hate to say it, and so they don't deserve to be famous. I remember my very first editor at Delacorte, who discovered me. He also discovered Harlan Coben and a bunch of others. The guy was a smart cookie, really smart cookie. Went to Yale. He said, basically, he put it this way: writers are assholes. Excuse my French. All right, I'll end it there. Ciao, ciao. Talk to you tomorrow.